Nowadays, you mostly visit me while I'm asleep. I don't remember my dreams much, but sometimes I wake up with just a feeling, and I know that it was you.
Hey?
All of it has been reduced to this vibrant little feeling as the details slowly run into the ocean. This feeling is a masterpiece, constructed of tens of thousands of thoughts and emotions, of memories, of imagined futures. When it appears right in that twilight zone between sleep and wake, it's as ethereal as the dream that brought it to me. One particular memory that probably will be the last to go is our favorite story to tell countless times. That's the story of how we met. I'll tell it one last time, but this time to you. I had quietly occupied myself that day with my work and coffee. Once I finished watching the day people transform into the night people, I wandered to a park to stay a little longer. "Excuse me, do you mind if I join you? There aren't any other free seats." "No, I'd rather sit alone." Because the man on the bench said no, I sat against a tree instead. I was thinking about a road trip I was planning. I was to drive from Alberta to Newfoundland and back soon. I was excited. You claim to have seen me first, but I know that I saw you first. Some things we will never know. You drifted across the street on your longboard, clad head to toe in black like an assassin. When you sat down near me, I could just make out the side of your face through the darkness. We sat like this for a while, wondering at each other, both of us oblivious to the other's observation and assuming it to be one-sided. Meanwhile, buried somewhere in one of those little boxes or secret hatches that nobody notices, was a clock, steadily ticking itself down to 0, at which point the story would begin. While the people on the benches were only sprinkled, the spot I was sitting at earned me a heroic dose. All of us, some 30-odd people, were now up and flustered. Most began aimlessly milling about, unsettled, undecided. Unlike them, I at this point was very settled and very decided. I was standing right beside you. "Well," I said to you, "what are we gonna do now?" It was one of those nights that ended with the light of the next morning. All I could think was, I found her. Before I knew it, I had accidentally moved into your apartment. You had your own place. You were deeply self-reliant. There were a lot of things that I admired about you. I brought you into my world as well. Mine had 4 wheels, and was a turmoil of the road trips and adventures and various strange activities endemic to my freelance filmmaker lifestyle. You found yourself well adapted to your new role as passenger princess. This was all brand new to you. You had never really gone on a bona fide recreational adventure before. You loved it, and I loved watching you love it. "Will you wait for me?" I asked. You said you would, so I set off on my 30-day expedition from Alberta to Newfoundland and back again. The drive was planned for no other reason than to spend time with myself. It was meant to be the daring adventure of a single man alone on the road, a man embracing the unpredictable drift of his future before him. Now, this man on his road trip was grounded. A future had solidified before him. You didn't come with me, but it was like you did. While prairies changed to forests and then to wind-battered Atlantic coasts, my thoughts were entirely consumed by you. I arrived home. You had waited for me. The snow fell, and we lived by candlelight. It was during this first winter together that we started what would become a perpetually ongoing project. We thought it might be fun to write a joke book. This joke book contained original works such as Professional Clapper Finds New Career Opportunity in the Fly Swatting Community, and A Stoner and an Alcoholic Walk into a Bar. Then they go to a weed store. I've been thinking of moving to Montreal, you said. Montreal was on the other side of the continent. When I told you how wonderful of a place it was to visit on my road trip, I had no idea that I armed you with the last bit of intelligence required to pick your next destination. There was not a chance that I could follow you. I didn't have a job I could just quit. I had a network of hard-earned clients. Following you would reset everything. I knew you were serious. I knew it was over. I arrived in Montreal a month after you did. I was under the impression that you were still living with stinky roommates, and I would move in for a while until we found a place of our own. One thing about you is that you're very good at surprises. For example, you had recently surprised me with the fact that you have a husband. It all turned out to be someone scamming you to get a Canadian visa, but still, it was a surprise nonetheless. This day's surprise was a wonderful surprise. You led me into a gorgeous little apartment, and when I asked where the roommates were, you told me that this was actually our own place, with the lease signed and everything in order. All it needed was furniture. I was overjoyed.
Somehow, time slows down.
Now, our landlord was evil, and the neighbor turned out to be a convicted pedophile and a drug addict that would scream in the middle of the night sometimes. But other than that, it was a paradise. Good morning! We had 2 balconies, so there was always sunlight. Plenty of coffee shops were nearby, along with a hardware store. That was great news for me. The trees were big and old.
Oh, look at you.
You graciously let me use the only separate room in the place as my studio. I had never had a real artist's studio before and embraced transforming it into a sanctuary. Many happy and unhappy projects happened in this studio. Being so small, it constantly transformed to suit my needs as they appeared. Especially in the winter, it was cozy. You would come in sometimes, and I'd show you what I was up to, and we'd talk for a while. This was sort of the way our home worked. During the day, we would do our things in our own little spots, and then when we got lonely, we'd say hello for a few minutes, or agree to abandon our tasks and go to the beach instead. You and I went to all kinds of lakeside beaches.
Where are you going?
To the beach.
To the beach. What are you going to do at the beach?
I will not be swimming.
It was at one of those beaches where I succeeded in teaching you how to swim, in preparation for our grandest adventure yet, embarking on a multi-day road trip down the entire coastline to a real beach, to Cape San Blas, where the water was warm and the sand was soft and you could smell the sea. Until then, we subsided our cravings for adventure by sometimes embarking on a more reasonable 6-hour road trip to New York City. We would spend weeks there, stealthily camping in the van in the middle of Greenwich Village. No one seemed to mind.
Time slows Sunlight in our eyes, it's summertime when I was found. No words, dry eyes, I wanna cry, but I can't now.
Bountiful.
It's true.
But I know I'll see you tomorrow.
What'd you tell?
There you go. Sir, can I see your license and registration, please? He's my best friend.
Aw.
And he's very stressed.
What?
Say something nice to Emil tomorrow.
You deserve better than what you're giving to yourself.
That's deep. Anyways,
Watch behind you, you're gonna get hit by a car.
they know I'm here.
Does the camera want to blow? Jesus
There he
Christ.
goes.
So-
What are your hopes and dreams?
I can't do this anymore. You said. The reason why we broke up is so boring it was almost cruel. It's probably the first thing to go when I start forgetting. There was no cheating, no screaming, nothing of interest, just a few conversations and a decision. It was quick, it was heartbreaking. I like to say that each wonderful day you live is seeding a garden that tomorrow's nostalgia will wander through. The apartment was full of flowers. Under every piece of furniture, buried inside every object, carpeting each room. It only took a day or two for me to get all my things ready to pack in my van to drive back to my hometown. Neither of us could stay there after all, not with those memories still echoing in the walls.
Okay.
Where is it? Oh.
Wait. Alright, here it is. Yay! 1 day, 1 hour remaining. Are you ready?
Yes. Can we go? We're gonna be
Oh, we
all
go on an
day.
adventure.
I'll be okay and move on. Who am I kidding? There's no use in trying. I'm lying.
Before I packed everything in the van, though, we realized that one task remained undone, and that was our road trip down to a real beach, to Cape San Blas, where the water was warm and the sand was soft, and you could smell the sea. We got in the van like we had a million times before, and we set off on our last adventure.
What are you most excited about, Florida adventure?
Beach.
Beach.
Food, seafood, crocodile, fish, crab, dancing. I smell something.
What do you smell?
The open road!
Tonight on Dateline, You can see where she'd been dragged across the carpet into the garage.
Into the garage.
He made the assumption
Across the carpet.
that whoever had done this killing knew the victim.
The victim.
What happened
He knew her.
to these events?
He knew her.
Why does this always happen? Why can't I shake this feeling? I'm so insecure. Leaves me wanting.
Hey guys, welcome back. So we're on our way to. Oh my!
Won't you talk to me, talk to me, talk to me? I want the tables to be turned and the lights on me. The sun and the moon and the stars, they shine. Won't you reach out this time?
Run a red light. That's important.
That was an orange light.
It was red.
Talk to me, talk to me, talk to me. I want the tables to be turned and the lights on me. The sun and the moon, the stars, they shine. Won't you reach out this time? Talk to me, talk to me, talk to me. I want the tables to be turned and the lights on me. The sun and the moon and the stars, they shine. Won't you reach out this time? Talk to me, talk to me, talk to me. I wish the way I saw you is how you see me. The sun and the moon and the stars, they shine. Won't you reach out this time? Talk to me, talk to me, talk to me. I want the tables to be turned and the lights on me. The sun and the moon and the stars, they shine. Won't you reach out this time?
This is him.
That's him.
And this is me.